What's up? What's up? It's your boy CoreyB. So, what we're going to talk about today is legacy. You know, we need to really dive into and break it down to like what we do all this for. Like, why is it that we want to be an entrepreneur? Why are we building a business? Why are we putting all this time, effort, the money? It takes a lot as an entrepreneur to do what we do. Now, some people, it's real simple. It's like, hey, well, it's a common saying. We've heard it all before. I'd rather work 80 for myself than 40 for the man, right? But it's so much more than that. It gets deeper, right? For me, it's real simple. I tell y'all all the time, my big three. It's my God, my family, and my bank, right? That's what I break it down to. My God, my family, and my bank. So in everything I do, I want to glorify God. I absolutely want to glorify God in all my efforts, all my business, what I do, how I carry myself, how I present myself. Every step I take, I want to be doing it in efforts to glorify God, right? And everything I do, I want it to better position my family. Now let's break down better position my family. What exactly does that mean? Okay, see, because some people got the ideas like, okay, I mean, you could let's start simple, right? What are short-term goals? Short-term goals. Okay, as y'all know, if y'all been following for a hot minute, we've all been on the road, right? We had a rental house back in Austin, packed up everything, put it in storage. We hit the road on an adventure, right? I'm growing my business, growing our family's business, growing our brand, and further investing in different areas with my partners back in Texas. I got a partner in the Domain in North Austin. I got another partner in Anna, just north of Dallas. And I got a few other people in different spots in Texas that we really try to, lift each other up and help each other's business grows. But I'm not actually investing with those people other than, time, love, and support. You know what I mean? They're giving me that and I'm giving them that. Okay, so with that being said, like I said, we're on the road, right? We're on the road, and Kimberly's doing her travel nursing, and we're living contract to contract, hotel to hotel. Right now, we're in an Airbnb. It's pretty dope. But any given day, these things could change, right? The dynamics of our situation could change based on like when the contract ends. If a contract abruptly gets cut short, or what if they what about when the contract ends? Where's the next contract? Are they going to offer us an extension? Are they going to ask for us to go somewhere else? So there's a lot of things that are up in the air, right? So ultimately, short-term goal for us, man, we're looking to get our house, and we're working towards that. What's your short-term goal? Have you really thought about it? Have you really thought, like, what is it that I'm working towards right now? See, because a lot of people, you heard it from guidance counselors, back in like middle school, you heard about it in high school, and then if you ever met with an advisor in college, and if you didn't go to college, because some people don't, if you didn't go to college, then if you ever met with a pastor or an advisor or counselor or therapist or anything, or just a financial business planner, you know what I'm saying? Some people meet with financial advisors. So if you've ever met with any of these people at any given point in your life, you've heard the statement, like, what's your 5-year plan? What's your 10-year plan? Where do you see yourself? A lot of bosses ask that. In bigger companies and stuff, if they're thinking about offering you promotion, they sit down and they have this, it's basically like a job interview, but you already have the job. They're just looking to promote you, so they interview you for the next level, right? And so inside that interview, they may ask you a question like, what's your 5-year plan? Where do you see yourself 5 years from now? Do you still see yourself in our company, or do you see self somewhere else? Do you see yourself looking to get into the position that we're looking at filling right now? Or are you looking at taking it a step further? These are the things that they're thinking, that they're wanting you to respond back with, but they ask you a simple question: where do you see yourself in 5 years? Okay. Now, what I'm telling you is that these are big questions, okay? These are big questions. I want you to break it down smaller. What's your goal today? Are you looking to get a promotion? Are you looking to get a nicer car? Maybe not necessarily even nicer, just newer. Maybe one that's a little more reliable. Maybe you're wanting to get out of the rental that you're in. We're in a B&B. Maybe you're looking to get out of that. We were in a rental back in Austin, and we were definitely looking for our transition out of that. Are you looking to get yourself, maybe you got kids, and maybe you're planning for their next big event. Your kids are about to start, you got a kid going into middle school, you're about to have to fit the bill for their band. Because they want to join the band. They're going to need an instrument. They're going to need all this equipment. They're going to need things to practice at home. They're going to need, lots of stuff comes with having kids and having family. You know what I'm saying? And it's the unexpected things that really throw you for a loop. So, level-headed parents try, and I say try, because it doesn't matter how level-headed you are, how much you got it together. Things are going to catch you by surprise every day. So, parents try to plan for these things. So what's your short-term goal that you're planning on? Okay? See, like I said, for me, we're looking for that house. And we got ideas. We got some basic ideas of what we need in a house. Now, why am I looking for a house? Well, I want some stability for my family. Now, there's some financial people that are like, absolutely get yourself a house, lock it down, blah, blah, blah. Some other people will be like, never get a house. They're just a money pit, this and that and whatever. You know what I'm saying? And I've saw it from both sides, and I don't disagree either way, honestly. I think it depends on the person and the situation. For me, I want a house. I want to know that it's mine. I want to know that I have it for my family, for Kimberly and these boys. I want to know that I have something, not just a house, but a house with enough space. It doesn't have to be huge. Doesn't have to be gangster or nothing like that. Doesn't have to be like the Al Capone suite or nothing. It don't. If we have any fancy things here and there, that's cool. But if we don't, that's all right. What I'm looking for is a house. And a house that's big enough to accommodate the things I want to do. I'm growing my business and my brand, and I really don't want, we've talked about ideas at different times about whether I want an office outside the house. And for the most part, an office outside the house might not be a bad idea. But I really just want an office at the house. So I want a place big enough that I got an office. I want a place big enough that my dad's getting a little older now, and I want to accommodate my dad. I want to make sure that my dad can come stay with us. Kimberly's mom, we're looking to make sure that she's got a stable place to come to. She's talking about maybe, I'm not going to get into it. We've talked about some different options and different ideas of how we can accommodate having her mom and my dad both on our property. And that's what we want. We want something that's enough, right? To sustain my business, our family, and our extended family that we choose, and we have decided, hey, these are the people that we really want to keep close. What's your next goal? See, your first goal might not be a house. Like I said, for me, that's where I'm at. Okay, shorter term goal, I'm working on a few different business projects. I'm working on something with my boy Garrett. I got something else that me and Z have been working on for, about a year and a half now. We've been working on it, and we keep saying, okay. We've been working on it for a hot minute. Me and Garrett have been working on three different projects. One, we knew from the jump, we have this idea, we ain't got time to work on it. This other one, we put in a lot of work, and then we realized we just don't have the manpower to, get it off quite yet. So we're working out a few different little bugs and trying to figure out what our next phase is. And right now we've been working on a new project. So for me, I've got immediate business goals. I've got this project with Garrett, this project with Z, and meanwhile, I'm busy. I'm keeping myself busy honing my skills as a swing trader. I'm really trying to develop that because I know it's going to be a viable, extremely lucrative position to put my family in. Now, what is it that I want to put my family in a position of? I want to put my family in a position of financial freedom. Financial freedom. See, a lot of people got this idea of rich. I want to be rich. I want to be rich. I want to be rich. To me, that's a young person's mentality. A lot of kids want to be rich. They're like, man, I want to be rich. If I was rich, I wouldn't have to worry about this. I could get the car I want. I could buy the house I want. I could, like I said, young person, but man, I wouldn't even have to worry about, I could get the video game I want to get. I could eat whatever I want tonight. I have pizza tonight. I have steak tomorrow. It's like, that's, like I said, it's a young person's mentality to think rich. But if you really get to that innocent level, that innocent kid level, Let's go back to being a kid. Like I said, when you was a kid, what was you thinking? I could eat what I want. I could do what I want. I could buy the car that I want. What you're asking for is not rich. What you're asking for is financial freedom. See, so I'm still back there. I've just realized that that's where I'm at. Some people don't realize that's where they're at. And as they get older, they're like, man, I want to be rich. I want to be rich. Man, if I could just get X amount of salary. Some people are like, man, once I hit that $100,000 salary, man, I'll be straight. Then once they get that 100, they're like, man, I need to hit 300. All right, 300 ain't doing it. I got to hit 6. I got to hit 6. Oh, man, now I hit, man, I need $1 million salary. That's what I got to get to. I need $1 million. Man, now I got $1 million. $1 million ain't cutting it. I gotta get more. And they're thinking rich. They're thinking rich. They're thinking money, which I ain't mad at you. If you're thinking about money, that's okay. I ain't mad at you. As I said, my third on my list, my third is bank. That's what it comes down to at the end. But my perspective is not having money for money's sake. Money for money's sake, to me, doesn't do any good. So what I want to break down for you is just that idea. Like I said, I've laid out a little bit of where I'm at. I want to get a house. That's a goal. I want to build these things from these businesses with my partners. And these businesses with my partners that we're working on, I got 2 other businesses. One I'm working on with Kimberly and one I'm working on by myself. Man, I've got so many irons in the fire right now that it's like, I am not at a loss of ideas, concepts, or ambition. I'm literally more at a loss of hands. I've got no desire for retirement. I know some people. I know people my age who are like, they can't wait for retirement. They just want to be done. They just want to be done. And to me, they're working for the weekend. They're working for their vacation. They're working for that end game. They're working for retirement. To me, you got to get past that. You got to work for today. You got to live for the now. See, I've got all these ideas, not just because I want to do all these different things so I can have so much money. No, I want to do these different things because these different things have different meanings to me. That have got different drives and ambitions. And there's different reasons of excitement and joy that each thing brings to me, right? And as I work on these different projects, so like I said, some of them by myself and some of them with others, as I'm working on these different things, they bring me joy for different reasons. And those different reasons, I'm not losing sight of those. I focus and see, I've learned. This took me a long time to learn this. Ain't no such thing as multitasking. When you're multitasking, you're being inefficient and ineffective. So I've had to make myself, because I'm a textbook, like just overthinking, fill my plate up as much as possible and try to multitask like nobody's business. But it doesn't actually work. You don't function that way. You're unsuccessful if you work that way. I have learned to harness that and slow it down and be like, okay, what is my goal for today? That's my focus. Okay, then I have to ask myself, why am I doing this? Y'all gotta do this, man. Y'all gotta do this. This is like, I remind myself, but I'm telling you to remind yourself. Ask yourself why you're doing it. Like if you're doing multiple little side hustles, you're doing multiple businesses, or you're branching your one business into multiple avenues or platforms or whatever. When you sit down to work today, say, you know what, today I'm doing it this. Either you do it for that day and the next day you do something else, or you break it down into time blocks. Well, for this block of time, I'm doing this. Then once you decide what you're doing, ask yourself, why am I doing this? What is it? What is it that I'm doing this for? What is my drive? What is my reason? What's my goal and my motivation behind this? Then for some things, I look at my boys and they drive me for some of these things. They're like, man, I just like what we do with my other channel. Their channel. They've taken over my other channel. They're my drive for that. They get so excited. They love doing it. It's so much fun. They get such a thrill out of coming up with ideas of things to do, how they can do it, challenges. Hey, let's go. It doesn't matter, man. They learned it from my mom. They learned it from me. Like, we can go outside and we can turn being outside into an adventure. It don't matter. Go for a walk or just go somewhere. It doesn't matter. They can turn anything into an adventure. And at this young age, they've got the creativity and the pureness, the pureness of heart that they can just embrace that moment. It's just incredible. It's an awesome thing. It really is. It's just great. So sometimes I look at them and I'm like, they're the reason I'm working on this right here. Then other times I'm like, you know what? This right here, I'm working on this for me and Kimberly because, whatever reason, you know what I mean? Some of these things are a little personal and so I'm not going to dive into them exactly. But ultimately, I'm working on this because of Kimberly. She's my inspiration behind this. Some things it's my mama. Mom inspired me to do this. Mom is the reason I do that. Mom, she didn't think she was smart enough to be a business-minded person, but she had that in her. She just never believed in herself. She believed that she could encourage us and that we would be able to do it, but that she wasn't going to do it. She got kind of told her whole life that she wasn't smart. And so she grew up thinking that she wasn't smart enough to do those things. And so for me, when I have these ideas that just kind of burn inside me, I'm like, I think of Mom and I'm like, I can do this. I can absolutely do this. And why can I do this? Because it sounds fun, it sounds exciting, and because Mom taught me there is no can't. So that's my drive. That's my ambition. So like I said, my God, I glorify Him in every step that I take. My family, I remember that each step that I'm taking, everything that I'm doing for them, for their greater good, for my greater good, for our, as a collective, greater good. My bag, my bank, my money. It's number 3, right? It's number 3. The things I do, I want them to be viable. The things I want to see the money in the end. I used to like reselling. I did because it was fun. It was fun. My uncle got me into it. It was fun. It was easy. I could buy some things and flip them. It was fun. But over time, like I said, it was fun. But over time, as I've invested my time and efforts and my money into other business opportunities, I know that business is too small for me. And maybe I'm just not the best at it. My uncle made a living off of it. I funded my way through college, kind of. My uncle made a living at it. He made a good living. Decent. He provided for his family with that business. And to him, he loves it because it's easy and he always sees great deals and he's that kind of person. I was not nearly as successful as he was. I was more successful than many, but not as successful as others. I got a cousin. Her and her husband are so awesome. And they love flipping. They love reselling. They love it. They had a flea market where they just collected things for years and years and years, and they had their own flea market shop where they set up shop and sold things, and the pandemic shut it down. When the pandemic shut it down, I helped them launch their eBay business, and their eBay business has been rocking for the last 2 years now. They're just killing it. They're crushing it. And the thing is they're great at it and they love it. They have so much fun. To them, to go find things is such an adventure. They're great at finding deals. They're great at making money, and it gives them a thrill and excitement. So, to me, it's not the life for me anymore. I just did it for too long, and it's just not the way that I want to make money. It takes more effort and doesn't make as much money as fast as some of the other things I want to do. And my goal is freedom. My big goal. The big one. That's right. So like I said, look at your small goal. What's your small goal? What's your big goal? My small goal, I want a house. I want to grow these couple of businesses that I'm on. I want to invest more time and effort into making these skills and harnessing these skills that I've been working on. I really want to get to the next level, and I'm on my way. My big goal, though, is freedom. Freedom to do whatever I want with my boys. Freedom to do whatever I want with Kimberly. Freedom to, when Kimberly or the boys, they want to go visit a family member across the country, we can. That they want to go and, I don't know, Corey and Colton, as they've been learning in their history classes, they learn about these cool places and they're like, hey, can we go visit this place? Can we go visit that place? And can we see this? Can we see that? They want to see the Grand Canyon, Mount Rushmore. They want to go to Pennsylvania. There's just all these cool little places they want to go. And so I want to be able to take them to the places they want to go. So like I said, at the end of the day, freedom, financial freedom, freedom of time. I want to be able to get my businesses to that level where I don't have to worry about saying, I'm stepping away for a week to take my family somewhere. I'm stepping away for this week to take my family somewhere. You know what? I don't want to be frivolous with my money, but I don't want to have to count when I go to the supermarket. I want that for all of y'all. That's something that everybody struggles with. You know, I mean, not everybody, but a lot of people struggle with. You go to the grocery store, and because you're trying to be responsible to your family, to your wife, to your husband, you know, you want to be responsible, and you set out a budget together, and so you want to stick to this budget. So when you go to the store, you have a grocery list, and some people go as far as to actually calculate it. Some people just got a running tally in their head. Can't go over 200, can't go over 250, can't go over 175. Whatever it is, they're at the grocery store and they're thinking, and this is what I gotta keep this budget within this mark so that way I can make our budget. Financial freedom is not being wasteful or frivolous with your money. Financial freedom is not having to count when you go to a grocery store. That's what I want, not just for me, but like I said, for you. I want to help any of y'all to be able to get to that level, to get to that spot where you don't have to think about it. You know what? I'm not going to be wasteful. I'm not going to buy the most expensive of everything in the grocery store, but I'm not going to question what my family needs to eat or what my family wants to eat. I'm just going to go buy my groceries because I know the cost of groceries is not a concern for me. Me and Kimberly have a lot of passions based on our faith, based on our heart, based on the things going on in the world, based on things that have been going on in the world since long before our parents were even here. There's always people in need. There's always people hurting, suffering, people going through different things, you know? And we truly want to get to the level that we can give back of our time, of our money, of our efforts. We want to be able to, you know, volunteer and help out in these different organizations that are something dear to our heart. It's something hard to do, man, when you're trying to grow a business. It's something hard to do when you're trying to keep your kids on task with their school projects, and meanwhile growing a business on top of that. Meanwhile trying to work and, you know, make that money so that way you can pay all your bills. Meanwhile you're trying to save up for this or save up for that. Get that house paid off. Get your student loan debt paid off. You know, it's like we always got all these little things that add up so quick, and that's the dream. It's just to not have to worry about that anymore. To be able to know your family's taken care of. To be able to know that in every step you've taken, at least for me, that I've glorified God. I've given it all to Him. I'm being a vessel. I'm being His soldier. Fighting for love and truth all around me. And I'm being able to give back, like I said, of my time and my talent and my treasure. Be able to give my time volunteering, give my money to help these organizations grow, to help somebody out in need. Not because I want vanity, just because I want to be able to help, man. I've seen people that needed help before, and sometimes I felt like it hurt my heart that I was only able to help them so much. I wanted to be able to help more, but I gave them what I had. I don't want to be that guy. And I don't want you to be that person either. So let's really take some time to marinate on this and really let it sink in. What is it, our legacy? What is it we're leaving behind? Not just financially to our family, to our children, But what kind of message do we leave behind? Talk about my mom a lot. My mom, she was someone who would give her last plate to her neighbor if she knew her neighbor was hungry. She would never turn somebody away if they were hungry, they were sick, they were hurting. Even if it was someone who did her dirty, treated her bad, talked behind her back, tried to sabotage her at work, she couldn't turn them away. I want to be that kind of person. I'm trying. I don't know how she got to be that kind of person, but I want to be that kind of person. My mom would do anything to protect me, my brother and sister. If somebody did us wrong, she was gonna get rowdy. But if they did her wrong, she completely embodied the concept of turning the other cheek, because she would they'd do her dirty here and she'd turn this way and be like, hey man, are y'all hungry? Y'all need something? I got, I'm looking out. My mom was just a special kind of person. Every life that she touched will never forget her. Not because she was famous she was pretty awesome, but not because she was awesome, but just because she was just so kind and loving. There's nothing she wouldn't do for somebody else. That's a legacy. I want to leave that behind. I want people to know that I'm here and that I'm trying to help and I'm trying to lift others up just as much as many other people have lifted me up. All right, I want y'all to think about that. I want y'all to let that sink in and marinate. Come back and watch the video again if you want to. Write something down. What's my legacy? What do I mean? Write another note. What is my goal? What do I want right now? What am I fighting for right now? What's my long-term goal? Why is this my goal? What's the drive behind it? Write some of these things down and put them on your mirror in the bathroom so you see them every morning when you brush your teeth and you comb your hair. You see it multiple times a day because you always go in the bathroom for something. Just put it right there so you don't forget it. Think about these things, marinate on it, and let's build ourselves up to be in a better spot. Let's position ourselves to actually be that person we're striving for. All right, I got love and respect for all of y'all. I hope y'all have a blessed day, and I hope y'all keep going after it and getting everything you want in life. And I hope you lift up others along the way. All right, it's your boy. I'm out.